Hello, my name is Eddie Tofpik. I'm Head of Technical Analysis and Senior Markets Analyst at ADM Investor Services International Limited. And here is your weekly technical analysis of Paris rapeseed, Winnipeg canola, and Malaysian palm oil markets. I'll start with Paris rapeseed. The drop in the changeover gap had originally been halted by the combination of the optimized February 2021 to date uptrend, currently at 626 3/4, and the rising long moving average, currently 619 3/4. The market then started to utilize these two supports as a base and began the current move higher, slowly filling in the huge gap. I originally favored the rising long moving average as being more influential in this halt and base building compared to the optimized uptrend, but the optimized uptrend eventually took over. Since then, we had a shooting star pattern, type 1, bearish, 2 Thursdays ago, that was the largest such pattern that I have ever seen. However, the resultant move lower was limited to just the following Friday session. And since then, we have moved erratically higher, which admittedly included a gapping higher action over last weekend. The most significant recent action has been the strong move up over and now 2 consecutive closes over the 50% projected Fibonacci line at 750 even, which is from where we had so much bearish pressure back in early January. So we have had a new all-time high yesterday. Where does that leave us? Well, I must now refer to my annual review on Paris rapeseed made at the very start of January this year. In this, I refer to a hesitation that the market made, and I quote, between October and December last year, so that's back in 2020, on the long-term chart, this doesn't show so well, but it is there. Thus, this led to yet another topside target. Target X2 is in the 834.5 area. I know that this is a big ask, but I can only put down what I see. This target is up, well, off the top of my daily chart, but it's still there. But as I said earlier, it doesn't show so well. This leads me to another point that I drew from my annual review, and I quote again, this leads to my final points. Since May last year, we have formed a newer, much more acute bull channel, currently 614 3/4 to 805 3/4. To me, it is super acute and thus unsustainable, but it is there, and I will not dismiss it just because of acuteness. End of quote. Well, this channel is still there, and I've transferred and finessed it as well, such that I'm more inclined to refer to it as a February stroke April to date ascending wedge pattern rather than a bull channel. This pattern is the outlying corralling bullish influence on this market and may well show the way higher. As for starters, it has already done so, hence watch to see if prices start approaching either end, but especially the lower trend line of this market as this runs parallel to the previously mentioned optimized uptrend, and perhaps more importantly also runs parallel with the rising long moving average at this time. Winnipeg canola. Okay, so the sideways rectangle pattern between 945 even and 1038.60 formed since early November 2021 until 2 weeks ago has been triggered. The rising medium moving average, currently 10030, par 30, may well have been what caused the move upwards, as the moving average had risen enough to impinge upon the market. I had laid out a target X for this pattern in the 1111 even area, and this was achieved on Tuesday this week despite some hesitation around the already highlighted 50% projected Fibonacci line at 1085.10. Additionally, this past Tuesday saw an attempt up at the next overhead resistance, the 100% projected Fibonacci line from the rectangle. Yesterday prices tried even higher, up to the 50% projected Fibonacci line from the action 2 weeks ago at 1142.90, but in the end fell away again. These two resistances have been breached, but not broken as yet, as we have not had a single close over either as yet. Interestingly, the 50% projected Fibonacci line also ties in with looking at this mid-September 2021 to date action being a possible large bullish halfway hesitation. Beyond that, well, you need to look at the 100% projected Fibonacci line of the recent action, and that's at 1193.10 area. Bursa Malaysia crude palm oil. The September to December 2021 bullish Andrews pitchfork had been the most recent driver in moving the market higher until last week, when prices broke above the upper time, currently 71.70. There seemed to be some consolidation as prices next moved over the 50% projected Fibonacci line at 74.92, but stalled ahead of the 100% projected Fibonacci line at 81.96 before dipping back into the pitchfork. However, the dip was limited, largely by the significant late February highs between 67.81 to 67.90 before yesterday's fresh attempt higher, with a combination of an immediate countering key reversal up, a bullish engulfing pattern, and finally a bullish opening long white Mariposa. Prices are now back above the 50% projected Fibonacci line. As a consequence, the September to December 2021 bullish Andrews pitchfork will be retired after this commentary. Now, what we may have now, is, as it is still fairly early yet, is a possible mid-February to early March very acute bullish shift pitchfork. The middle time, currently at 77.52, has already engaged and provided resistance these last few days. The lower time, currently 69.30, has also engaged and providing some limited support as well. So I think it is worthwhile looking at this pitchfork, despite its acute angle, to maybe show a bullish angle of attack. I have to add that I would normally look for such a pitchfork to have a very short lifespan due to the acute angle. However, these are strange times, so it may well be more accurate than originally rated. Finally, look to the previously mentioned 100% projected Fibonacci line at 81.96 as the next level topside, with an alternate 50% projected Fibonacci line based on the late February to early March action up off the top of my daily chart at the 89.74 level. Thank you for listening. This weekly broadcast gives the essential market patterns and consequences. Please be aware of the risk disclaimer posted with this broadcast. Copyright Eddie Tofpik and ADM Investor Services International Limited. And here comes the final bit.